let's get good. I am the gamer under development, and this is Endless Space 2 Awakening. We are playing as the relic hunting Nakalim, and this is what we loaded the save to. There's another battle against the Riftborn at Electra. I'm gonna go ahead and minimize that for just 1 second though, because the next thing that popped up was this. So the Riftborn would like us to stop shooting them now. They offer us quadronics in exchange. I'm not going to accept or refuse that just yet. Instead, I'm going to take a second to look at something in the research. And the reason for that is that somebody in the comments, and I'm sorry that I didn't write your name down, but thank you for this tip, told me that we should start terraforming all of our planets over to fertiles, because there is this great endgame tech right here called super biofuel factories that turns food into production when the population is maxed out on a system. That is huge and definitely something we can look at doing. And the reason that they suggested that was because then we can save antimatter on building well-being foundations, because a lot of the unhappiness in systems comes from the types of planets that are in them. For example, this desert hot generates -3 happiness per population. This one, -8 per population because it's toxic. The steppes here, though, for example, is only -1 per population. So realistically, if we start converting systems over to more fertile systems, for example, this forest here has no happiness penalty at all. In opposition to that, this ash hot has a huge happiness penalty of 5 per population. So essentially what they're saying is if we start to terraform those planets now and switch over to the biofuel production facility, then we won't really lose that much production and we will lose a bunch of unhappiness. The problem is that that is very far up in the queue for us. We have no techs. Actually, we have one. Okay, so we have one. We have another one in queue right now that's about to finish. What else can we get here? That looks like a Nakalim specific improvement. What is this? 3% Fidzi on system per Temple of the Lost built on Empire. I love it. Let's go ahead and get that. It is a wonder type thing. You can only build it once per empire. But I think what we're going to do is we're going to prioritize getting those two so that we can get to this biofuel factory as quickly as possible. And we may begin the terraforming process right now. We're just not going to do it in a system like Bushir that's our primary ship production system. At least not at the moment. Now we do need to deal with the Riftborn, so let us take for a moment their proposal into consideration. No more combat with them, and we get some quadronics, but we've spent all these resources militarizing for this, and so far we haven't really gotten much payout for our money. The UE got payout, the UE got Pegasus, but we didn't get anything yet. I don't know if I'm a fan of this. I think maybe this is not exactly something we want to do. So we do have a fight here in Electra though, and here's the thing, if this fleet wins this battle, they're not going to win the next one. There is a stack of ships here on Electra. If they win this fight, they'll be dead before the next fight ends. So we will lose that fleet more than likely, because there's just a stack of enemy fleets there. Do we keep fighting? And I mean, at the same time, fighting isn't really costing us much. It's costing us dust upkeep on the ships as we transfer them over there to fight, but we're just basically blowing out production that we don't have a better use for other than making more dust. So, I mean, fighting hasn't really hurt us that much. And at the same time, we also have something going on up here in our political section. The next election is in 3 turns. Something to consider. And right now, it looks like we are going to be religious militarists based on this little bar chart. I find this bar chart to be much more accurate than the Senate breakdown up here. And that's okay. Us going militarist instead of pacifist is something I'm not opposed to. So that leaves some very interesting decisions. Do we keep pushing military or not? And I'm honestly not sure which way I want to go. Colin Fett Iska has gained a level. We're going to go ahead and give him Red Tape Scyther because it'll allow him to be assigned to fleets that are outside friendly territory and reduces assignment duration by 25%, which means using him to boost fleets around the galaxy will be a lot easier. Gonna go ahead and grab that. I'm hoping Colin is a he. I actually should read that. Entrusted by the Remnant Leader, Bokus Akad Talar, to scout the rest of the... Colin was exploring a remote windswept tower when its connection... Okay. This is a they, not a he or a she. So there we go. Trying to be better about pronouns, guys. I know that, like, I messed up on Moria. My bad. Okay, so they are doing great. I really don't want to take this, but I mean, it would end the war effort and allow us to kind of come in and collect these relics in peace. That could be a good deal. That could be a good deal. We could definitely do something with those relics. Sorry, I gotta turn the volume down in my headset because it is blowing me out right now, way too loud. Maybe we do this fight. Let's do this fight and see how it goes, and then we'll make our decisions based on that. I think that's a fair way to handle this. The question is, where do we want these different units to be? We only have one support this time, and it is heavily damaged. I think we're gonna put the support in there. Bring this guy. Is he full health? No, he's damaged. He's damaged. He's full health. All right, you're gonna go down here. So there we go. And I'm just using he as a pronoun here because that's what I'm doing. It's not anything to upset anyone. Let's see. This is gonna be a nice, simple battle, it looks like. Even if they split their fleet, they'll probably split to these bottom two slots. And we're not going to use take trophies here because take trophies doesn't give us our best optimal range. Power to shield does. What does their weapons look like? Oh yeah, they're much stronger at medium than they are at long, which is why we also don't want to go into medium range with them. And they are fully lasers, so taking this gives us plus 75% shield absorption, which will give us the benefit. We're not going to watch this one, we'll just let it play out and see what happens. You can do it, guys. You can do it. Awesome. Decisive victory. We just melted them. What I do want to show you guys here real quick is that when you complete a battle, if you're not sure what happened, it's very easy to go into this advanced after battle thing and take a look here, and you can kind of break down what exactly happened, right? So we started out with phase 1 here. Our flotillas kept at long range, except for this top one, which went into medium. They didn't have any ships up here in the medium range, it doesn't look like. They did have ships down here, however, these guys didn't really survive the first phase. Yeah, these guys got eliminated in the first phase. Second phase, we finished off this middle ship. And yeah, it looks like we kept the morale bonus here. Like, you can take time and break these down. I'm just kind of looking at where we did well and where we didn't. But you can also come in here and see how much damage was done by each type of weapon, how much was absorbed by shields. This is the stuff that's really useful. Yeah, so our missiles caused a lot of damage, 44,000 damage in comparison to their laser weapons, which did not cause that much. They caused about 20k damage. And they only absorbed 2,400 damage with their shields, whereas we absorbed 11,000. That is the difference between taking shield absorption. Not to mention, shields don't really affect us that much because we don't really have that many lasers on this fleet. And shields generally apply to lasers, armor applies to missiles, which is why I really liked going to missiles. And if we go in here, we can actually see... Well, that just shows us the fleets. Okay, anyway, my point was, guys, if you're ever not sure what happened, and you can turn on missed shots and turn off missed shots too, if you just want to see the efficiency of your weapons that hit. Now, if we turn on missed shots, that's what all these things represent. So we had a lot higher overall shot count and a lot more misses, but we also did a ton more damage. So that's something to consider too. Rate of fire is a big deal. Anyways, my point is more that, like, you can take a look at this and kind of see how things break down if you're not entirely sure what's going on. And one of the other things that I like to do if I'm not sure what happened in a battle is you can always rewatch them and turn on the tactical view and actually watch how the ships interact with each other. I find that to be a much clearer representation of what's going on than just the end screen. Okay. Do we want a truce? I mean, we did just kind of trounce their ships with a fleet that was already in the vestiges of being wrecked. I feel like we want to take Matarka first. I really do. I feel like we want to take Matarka first just to make a point. Maybe that's just me being overly aggressive here, but I really do feel like we want to take Matarka. We're gonna take Matarka, guys. We're gonna take Matarka. You can give us more than that. You can give us more than that, or we can take Matarka. That's the new deal. You got it, Riftborn? That's the new deal. Oh boy, they have fleets coming in for this system now. We just saw them moving fleets towards their home system. It is a sizable fleet with 12,000 power. We do have a siege fleet en route there. We also have our heroes fleet. Probably should have waited a second to move the siege fleet there, primarily just because if they land before the hero fleet lands, we could run into some serious problems. I wonder if... That is an option. We'll bounce them over here to Kraz, and hope that Kraz does not have defensive ships on it. because if it does, that could be problematic. They're not blockading right here, right now, so we should be able to make sure they move straight through and don't engage anything until our hero fleet lands. A better action would have just been to move the hero fleet first for safety, but I messed that up, so just being honest, I messed that up right there. Let's go ahead and send this fleet up here as well, just as a backup combat fleet. They're going to get destroyed. This fleet has no power compared to the other fleets on that system, so they're going to get blown up. We already know that. That's essentially a way for us to save on dust. And then we have a brand new fleet here ready to go, using the full 18 CP available to them. Let's go ahead and pop that out. Yeah, beautiful. And if we wanted to, we could assign a hero to this fleet to help them move out a little bit quicker, but I think Moria is already moving a fleet out that way. Moria, where are you, my dear? Is this you? Yes, it is. Okay, so Moria is already moving a fleet out that way. What we might do is we might move Colin, Fet, Iska back to this, and they can take the fleet out as well. Beautiful. Very happy with that. What we should do is next turn I want to take a look at what we're producing in our different systems and see if perhaps there is some systems where we can begin the terraforming effort. Okay. Ending the turn. That was so great, though. I can't believe we won that battle, honestly. Winning that battle was huge, because I thought we were pretty even there and we were probably going to get wrecked. I bet you if we checked the numbers, they would have had higher numbers, too. New event, Mind Matters. A brilliant inventor from the Kuyo system has created a wondrous piece of technology, a neural device that allows one to temporarily control the thoughts and actions of another. That sounds like a really good idea. Unfortunately, the inventor only created one, and he apparently passed away shortly after testing it for the first time. There is a bit of hullabaloo over what to do with the device now. So if we confiscate it, we get military stuff, but we don't get happiness. So I'm going to take Destroy because that just gives us happiness, and there's no reason not to take it. Isyander is pleased with your progress and speaks to you as an equal. There is an ancient wrong that he would right, an ancient tragedy that he would reverse or atone for. It happened on the site of the Academy, and it was perpetrated by the Endless. Before you can gain further information, your discussion is closed as other urgent matters take Isyander's attention. Okay, so we got 1,000 dust and 120 influence there for having the highest level of approval in the galaxy. Now that that is over, it is time for us to turn off Saints and Sinners and see what we can do by shuffling heroes. Okay, now this battle we can't win. This battle we can't win. The best option here is realistically retreat. So we're gonna probably do that. We'll end up losing this medium support by retreating anyway, though. So I'm almost tempted to just... Nah, we'll retreat. We'll retreat. Retreating is the smart thing here. We could still salvage 2 of those ships if we retreat. We did lose some more momentum there by retreating, but it probably isn't gonna matter that much. The outdated fleet you sent our way, we don't collect antiques. Get it out now. Oh! Oh, dang. Alright. Okay, let's increase pressure. Let's increase pressure.
Your actions will only make the war more painful.
Oh, you gotta reduce the pressure from me, or my pressure on other empires. Oh, okay, they got mad because we retreated here. That's basically what happened. They were like, why you retreating into our space? We're gonna send them off Star Lane straight to Matarka just to be a reinforcement for the fleets that are heading there. And hopefully, when we hit this move thing... Yes, our siege fleet got away. Oh no, it got captured by another fleet. That's real bad. That is real bad. Okay. So now it may be worthwhile to consider... Well, actually... I mean, these fleets aren't insanely strong. It is just a siege fleet, though, so really we do just want to retreat here. Maybe bouncing them wasn't the best idea, but as I already said, I made a big mistake there, and we'll probably end up paying for that for sure. But we can pay for that later. Let's go ahead and look at all of our notifications. Why, yes, we'd love to have a trade agreement with you. Didn't you just give us one of those, though? The event Call a Spaceman has come to an end. That means we get more production back on our colonies. That's great. Hero level up for Norn de Girret. Norn de Girret, what do you got, man? Let's see. So that could potentially be useful as it'll reduce the dust cost of the hero on system. This is actually more useful because it will give us more deposits, so I'm going to go with that. Very close to getting that beam counter skill that's going to make a big difference as far as his boosting of the resource generation on a system. Ararin here has leveled up as well. What's he got available to him? Could get some more happiness here. Not going to need it with the Joy Initiative very soon, though. So instead, we're going to look for something else that he can do that's going to be a little bit more beneficial. Probably just going to be Dust Catalyzation here. That's probably our best bet, because everything else he has seems to be happiness related, and he won't need it once he hits Joy Initiative. Petrov Jutka. has already gotten bean counter, has already gotten resource scanning, has already gotten pretty much everything. Dust catalyzation here is an option, as is Geniocrat. 15% flat science versus a reduction of dust cost of 25%. Takes us up to a 35% reduction, right? Yeah, that should. Okay. So, oh, wait a minute. No, that is on hero. Okay, for a minute I thought they were reducing the overall dust management cost of a system. It's not what it is, though. It's just on hero. I'm fine with that. Minusing the duration is also not bad in case we need to shuffle her around. We're gonna go with that over the flat science here. Or over the percentage science, because percentage science, we've already discussed, is not great. In our biggest system right now, that 15% science would be like 22 science. It's nothing. It's like nothing. At that point, it's just not worth it. Why, hello there! Do we have the opportunity to make an advance demand? We do. Oh, lovely! Those are my favorite. I would love a lot of science from you. That would be really great. Just, you know, hand us the science. And we are struggling a little bit for manpower here. Just a little bit, you know, so maybe give us like 1,000? I'd take 1,000 manpower. I think that's fair. I could push and go for the whole thing, but I feel like 1,000 manpower is fair. I mean, we could also push for antimatter here. That would help us to build some stuff, but we're basically trying to avoid building well-being foundations everywhere anyway, so I'm gonna go for manpower. And we got it. That's amazing. That is just amazing. So our manpower issues are over, because we're gonna be getting 1,000 more manpower from them, and we're also generating extra science. I love the pressure system so very, very much. Nakalim population growing everywhere, including Bonnie, which we do want to clear that pop off of. Do not want the Nakalim pop there. Gonna send it over to Kuyos. While we are at it, let's go ahead and take a look at everything that is doing the production stuff. Bushir is still our ship production system. It is now even better at doing that with the microwave pipes. So let's go ahead and throw a couple of these in queue. 2 turns now to complete that entire fleet. Totally happy with that. Very, very excited to have that available to us. Kamo's still building ships. Bonnie, however, has an empty queue. So with Bonnie, we have an even better opportunity to come in and start terraforming some of these places. We won't lose much by doing so either. Like, this barren planet right here is just... Not only do we have nobody there, there's just nothing to it for us. It's all science, which doesn't help us. So we can terraform it to an Arctic, which will increase the happiness it generates by 5. Whoops, didn't mean to back out that far. It'll also decrease the science and increase the dust and food, which makes it better for us anyway, because we're not going to get much science off of it, considering it zeroes out the science. I like that a lot. However, we cannot colonize an Arctic, so I wonder how that works. Like, we'd probably just keep colonization of it because we terraformed it, but still, it's one of those things of like, how exactly? I don't know. We could also start terraforming this to either an ocean or a forest. Forest seems ideal for us. Ocean does not. Ocean generates a little bit more science, a little less production. We're not really interested in science on system. We're interested in production. So we're going to probably set that to be terraformed to a forest as well. And then over here we have this nice steps that can be terraformed to a monsoon, which will generate more food but less dust and science. I mean, that's okay. It's something for Bonnie to do, basically. We're fine with this. It is going to take them a few turns. We're not really worried about it. This is sort of a long-term way for us to focus their production. Placidus as well is open. It's got public 3D printing running, but we don't really want that here. So let's take a look at what is available to us. Can we go forest? I feel like forest is the go-to for us. Yeah, forest is where we want to be. We want to be all forest all the time. Although we did figure out that food is going to generate more production for us in the future. Whoops, keep zooming out too far. And that makes me wonder if perhaps we'd be better off going to something with a little more food generation than flat production generation. Although I guess it's the same at that point, right? Because they just do the same thing. And these food improvements become much more beneficial at that point as well. Lots of decisions to be made here, folks. Lots of decisions. Savannah here or steppes. So either way, we're going to lose 3 dust. I'm going to go Savannah here probably because that still seems a little bit better. And that's all we can do terraforming on that system. Let's see where else we can potentially do this. Is anywhere else doing public 3D printing? Hath is. Okay, take me to Hath. Show me what we can terraform on Hath. Definitely can't terraform the gas temperate yet, sadly, because we would love some more production or some more population slots there from terraforming. That's another big advantage of terraforming, is being able to have a few more population slots. So for example, if we go here, population slots go up by 4 on a savanna and by 4 on a steppes. Looks like the savanna is going to be a little bit more beneficial, so we'll go with that. And then this jungle over here can be turned into an atoll or a Terran. We're going to go with the atoll probably. Yeah, because that generates a little bit less science than the Terran does. And as we know, science is a little bit of a waste for us. So we're going to go like that. That's beautiful. Let's see what other systems may potentially be ready to do that. We'll just do those ones for now. Lots of terraforming efforts going on. I think if we do unlock another behemoth slot, what we should do is dedicate that behemoth slot to one of the ones that boost terraforming, so that we can speed up that terraforming process. That'd be kind of cool. I've never used those before either, so it's interesting to just play with them and experiment with them a little bit. You know what? We are not blockaded in this system, which makes me think perhaps the right step is to come over here and clear this blockade so that we can protect our siege ships. I think that's a good idea and what we're going to do for the moment. We still have this fleet here that is basically a throwaway fleet. The question is, if we attack with them now, can they actually do some damage? Yes, they can. They actually can do some damage. We can basically clear this system off with this fleet. Although, now that I look at it, we probably could have cleared that system off with this fleet as well. How much movement does Colin Fett Iska have? Can he come back here? No, he can't. Because he's blockaded, that's right. Okay, that's fine. Maybe we just move everybody down here, we clear off Kraz, and then move back to Matarka next turn. I feel like that's a better move. Yeah, because they're going to move ships in here. They're going to get ready to defend Matarka. It's going to get real ugly real fast. We'll do this. This is totally better. Yes, you can eliminate everything on Kraz. We should have such a massive advantage here that I'm actually going to go with take trophies, primarily because we'll get some extra stuff out of it. We won't need to watch this. We'll just let it go. Should be a pretty quick, clear, and cut fight. Yeah, only person that took damage there was our hero ship, which is great. Oh, they retreated, so maybe he didn't take damage at all. And that should free up our siege ships. It does, lovely. And that is a logistics ship with 3 Zermasala. Interesting. I think we should intercept that ship. Maybe we can steal the population. I doubt it. We'll probably just blow them up and take a bunch of dust. Realistically, that's what usually happens. We are in an allied system here, so we can go ahead and upgrade our ship design on this ship if we'd like. We can also repair this ship. That's actually really nice. That makes me think perhaps if we can, with this fleet over here... Wait, are we really able to Okay, yeah, no, we're not. I was like, we're not able to repair them, are we? Because that's nuts if we are. 8 turns to get over here and save this fleet, but I mean, at least it does save the production and allow us to repurpose that. So I'm not totally opposed to that. Sirs Kershaw here could be sent back. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna send him back here to bring this other fleet up, and we'll just take them straight to the Promised Land. They're going straight to Matarka. 5 turns to get there because they're just... We don't need star lanes where we're going, guys. That's exactly what just happened there. I love it. I love it. Does he have the upgraded ship stuff already? He does not, but he will soon. He will soon. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. Okay, so this is going to make a big difference here. Being able to put some more upgraded parts on his ship is going to allow him to move a lot faster. I love that. I love all of these improvements being made. And I'm actually curious, because with the photo bomber, so we have these, they generate 3 each, so that's 6 engine speed there. And I really wonder if there is an engine we have that could compensate for not being able to put 2 of those on Rink's ship, but it does not look like it at the moment, which is sad. That's unfortunate. Oh, did we save that? Let's apply that design. Okay, cool. So now he is real set, and it looks like it's still going to be 5 turns, but that may update next turn. And Moria is on Ranas. She is well along her way to getting to Matarka. Let's just do it. 3 turns. Get there. You got this, Moria. Take them out. Show them the error of their ways. Okay, so that fleet's fine. That fleet's fine. Wait. Can we still shoot here? Oh, we can. Okay. Bye, civilian ship. Thank you for the 900 dust. Sorry we had to eliminate some Zermasala there. We would have rather taken them. And then we have an aspirant over here that's just meant to scan this system down. Because they basically have nothing else to do in the galaxy. There's nothing else left to scan. It's crazy. It makes me wonder if there's another curiosity tech that we're missing. Because it's so rare that... Yeah, see, there we go. Deep epoch scanning is missing. It would be good to get this at some point, but I feel like getting to this biofuel factory is going to be way more important right now. Okay, so you're fine right there, just hanging out. If anything, we should probably repair and upgrade you. Sounds good. Let's go into the market here real quick. We did want to look for some more heroes. Definitely interested in these overseers now that we're beginning the terraforming process. However, I want to keep in mind that we have an election coming soon and we may want to fix that, which means we want to kind of save 3.9k dust. And if I recall correctly, these guys are not great Oh, actually, this guy's a really good governor. We actually do want him. We want Wood Saviz. So we're going to go ahead and... Oh, he's 13k. Wow. Wow. He is an expensive guy. Okay. What if we sell 1,000 or 100 of these? 1,000. If we sell 1,000, we're completely out. We're going to sell 100 of them, though, because we generate plenty. And we've already bottomed out the prices on these, so we're not getting as much dust as we once did for them, which is okay. And I never raised this. What's wrong with me? Hold on. I'm going to fix our dust problems by a lot. So we may have just given up a lot of the dust that we got back, and now we can't afford the hero. But at the same time, people gonna pay us if they use the market. I forgot to set this to 25%. There's no reason, in my opinion, not to have that to 25%. It essentially makes it so people either pay you or they don't use the market. It's as simple as that. Let's take a look at what luxuries are up on the price scales here. So Lost City's luxuries are very, very high. We don't have any of those. Actually, we have 12 of those, but that's not quite enough to really worry about selling them in bulk right now. I want to see what the most expensive thing we could sell in bulk is. Couldn't really sell Voidstone in bulk. Eden Incense we could sell in bulk. There's not a lot of it on the market, and it sells for about 112. So let's say that we sell 100 of this, because we have so much of it. Okay, that's nice. That takes us up to enough that we could buy that hero, but if we do, we won't be able to fix the election. So maybe not. Maybe wait on that. And then the other ones that are high, Transvine is kind of high. I don't know that we have much of that. We don't. Yeah, we're really not going to be able to generate too much dust off of the other stuff available to us. So we'll just save this for a minute, and hopefully very, very soon we'll be able to pick up that hero. Which is okay. I mean, the other option here, and this is actually probably a smarter option, is we could start using our hacks again to have the Academy give us the type of governors that we want. And that's probably what I should be doing, being 100% honest. Kuyos up to 9 population here very quickly because we're sending all of our excess Nakalim population there. And I think we have a stack of ships on Kamos like, yo, we have pop, where we go? Okay, so Regulus has been successfully hacked. Let's show the location on that. Regulus is this Lumeris system here. We're going to go ahead and give them... Let's give them another sleeper. Let's embed some more sleepers in their empire. If we get up to 5 sleepers, we will begin to actually steal some resources from them, which I'm not opposed to. I would really like to be able to do that. We can siphon off a bit of their resources. The current Academy request concerning dust will end in 2 turns. Wow, look at that. The Riftborn are on it. They want the Spear of Isyander. Our current contributions are 11k. I'm gonna go ahead, like, we can't afford for the Riftborn to get this. We really can't. No, I don't want to do all of it. I want to do a big portion of it. Control to add 5. Sure, let's do that and give them, like, another 5k. The main thing here is we just don't want the Riftborn to get it, because the Riftborn are trying to get the Spear of Isyander so they can fight us. That's the whole point. They need the Spear to recover in this war, and then they don't have to seek a peace treaty. And I'd rather have them seek a peace treaty after losing a couple of systems and become very, very desperate, because if they do that, we may actually be able to get them to gift us a system, and if they gift us a system and we build influence on that system, then we can begin to convert their systems and hand them over to the Academy, and that would be hilarious to me. Okay, very close here to the 5k mark. I should have just entered it in, honestly, but it's fine. I was just sort of explaining our strategy while we did that. Hopefully that'll put us ahead of them. I really hope it does. If it doesn't, we're gonna have to put more dust in, because the reality is that's what they're doing. They are preparing to use the Spear of Isyander against us, and I'm not going to allow it. Okay, so this Baron here, we're better off converting to a Arctic, generate a little more happiness. Got this boreal here that is already a fertile, but we're going to go to forest here because that's just going to be way more beneficial to us. Yes, please. And then these other two are fine, although we could build some specializations here. Temperate planets don't get a ton of bonuses, really, so we could put kind of anything we want on here. And I think what we're going to do is just spin projects. Generally, if I have a planet where I'm not going to get something particularly good, like Evolved Soils is sensible here because it's a fertile, I just go spin project because it's more influence. So let's go Evolved there. This will stay a fertile, so we'll do that. This is a sterile so that we can potentially get a little more dust off of it, so sure, we'll do that. Although in this case, we get like half a dust per population, or actually I guess we get 1 total dust per population, which isn't terrible, but it's one of those things of with it being reduced, is it even worth it? But I'm sure it is. I'm sure that that's still a small increase. And we just unlocked carriers. Okay, we're at time right now, guys, but I'm not gonna let it go like that. We just got our carrier. We gotta go take a look real quick. I'm excited. Oh, baby, look at this. Look at this beast of a beast of a beast. I love it. Okay, so we have a lot of different slots to play with here. Oh, 3 native support slots. I love that. So obviously we're going to do what we normally do here, at least 2 fleet boosters, because those are going to be super beneficial. And then after that, we have an extra support slot that we can kind of do whatever we want with, but I feel like our best bet is just to increase damage. Like if we go with a kinetic damage increaser here, that just makes a lot of sense. However, no, I don't want to cancel that. However, we could also look at something like this, which is going to lower the chance to be targeted. That's not super beneficial. We kind of want this thing to tank. That would be a little bit better, increases the chance to be targeted, and repairs the ship for a small amount after each round. But in that case, we might as well just go with a health bonus and repairs the ship, because this takes antimatter, and it's already going to be targeted anyway. So that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Support module-wise, other options are things like cloaking. Cloaking would be fun, but they've probably already got anti-cloaking at a level higher than that. I just had to take a second there because the idea of a cloaked carrier is awesome. The other thing we could do is we could just throw another booster on here, but if we put an admiral on the fleet, then it's going to slow the fleet down because they're not going to have 3 boosters, so it won't really translate very well. I think our best bet here is probably either projectile damage or health and repairing the ship after battle. So if we do repair ship after battle, it's 5% after battle. So that means out of 30k, it should get like, what, 6k? 5% of 30 is probably not 6k. I'm probably doing bad math there. But anyways, it's got to be a considerable amount with 30k health. So we'll go ahead and do that. Defensively, we definitely want to put this, well, do we though? How much of this are we generating a turn? That's a bigger question. We've got 96 right now, or is that 90? I think it's 90. It's 90. Okay, so we have 90 adamantium right now. This would bump the price up significantly. It'd be 9 adamantium per ship, so we can only build 10 of these right now before we completely empty our stock. However, they would have a much higher health, but that's tough. That's tough, especially because of our slot layout. I think we'll go with it for right now. No. I think we're going to go with the generic for right now, since we can pump these out primarily with production, and they already cost 5 adamantium and antimatter, and we are having a lot more trouble generating antimatter than adamantium at the moment. So we're already kind of limited on how many of these we can produce. Interesting. Very interesting. If we wanted to be super tanky here, like if we wanted to be ridiculously tanky, we could just put defensive modules in every defensive slot, and that would make these guys ridiculously tanky at the moment, but I don't think that's necessary. Because we run missiles, it's not really ideal even. Ideally, because we're running missiles, what we'd want to do is we'd want to just put as much damage as possible, because we'll be at the longest range, which means we can mitigate the most damage just based on accuracy, and the bigger the volleys we fire, the more damage we're going to get. Looking at our bonuses here, we do get plus 10% health on squadrons and plus 10% damage on squadrons as well, which makes it beneficial for us to also utilize some of these slots to put squadrons in. And that is not a bad idea at all. I'm going to give us some basic bombers here. Bombers tend to do more damage in general to other ships, at least the ships we want them to hit. They struggle with small ships, but they do well against large ships. Against small ships, well, even then, basic fighters basically exist to stop other bombers. So we'll want 1 as like a defensive measure, but that's about it. Okay, so that should be okay. We've got a couple squadrons here that are going to take advantage of our squadron health bonus. We do have some missiles, we've got some swarms, and we've got one defensive fighter squadron. I think that's a pretty solid build overall. 7,000 power from this ship alone. If I was going to do one thing to this ship, it would be potentially add a laser weapon of some kind to keep our damage types mixed so they couldn't really anti-type our damage. That being said, I don't know if that's very realistic, because to do that we would have to drop a squadron. And I don't know if I want to drop a squadron here. I mean, we could drop one like this, and then come in here and just give them, like, a phased beam, because that fires from long range. But as you can see, that adds a very, very small amount of beam damage, and we're almost better off. I mean, if we go with this, that pushes our damage out to 9,000. So even then, like, I'm not sure that squadrons, at that point, I'm not sure squadrons are worth it. Like, if we take all of our squadrons off, we just go full missiles here. 12,000 on one ship. On one ship. We don't have a ton of defenses, but we will melt you in combat. I'm very tempted to just go with this and maybe throw in one squadron of bombers just because. I think that's a good idea. Bombers do a lot of extra damage to large ships like this, though, so it may even be more beneficial to just throw in one squadron of fighters to take out bombers that are coming after our very large ships. I think that's probably better. We're gonna go with that. Okay, that being said, we'll have to test those out in next episode because we are out of time. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to go ahead and give us a like or subscribe to the channel, and we will see you next time. Bye!